You asked for it over and over and over again. I'm going to do it. Snake eye piercings. Pros, cons, advantages, disadvantages. Coming up next on Pros and Cons by a Piercer, episode number 77. So stick around. For those that are new to the channel, my name is DaVo. That's me. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, located here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So, when I talk to you about these things, I'm talking to you at a level of expertise that comes from being in the body piercing industry for well over 26 years. In other words, I know a thing or two. Maybe three. First off and foremost, I have to say this. If you came into my studio or you tried to set up an appointment or what have you and asked for this piercing, I'm going to give you a lecture on all the reasons why it's a bad idea. And then I'm going to refuse to do it. The only reason I'm making this video is I get probably 3 calls a day, some days. There's constant comments on the channel. I get emails about this. I get messages on Facebook about this and Instagram and everywhere else. People asking about this piercing. I'm not sure why this one has caught everybody's imagination, but it seems to have. For those who don't know what a snake eye piercing is, it is a horizontally pierced tongue piercing that goes through both the muscles on the tip of your tongue. Usually they put a barbell in the 2 of them. Think about it. Do you really want something there? But we'll get into the pros and we'll get into the advantages, and you can make your own decision on whether or not this is a good idea. So I'm going to give you 5 advantages, 5 pros, 5 disadvantages, 5 cons, starting with the pros. Pro number 1. This is an extremely unusual and rare piercing. You're not going to find a lot of people out there walking around with this piercing. There's reasons for that, and we'll get into that here a little bit later on. It is on the cutting edge of experimental. Nobody knows where it really came from, but I have to say and point out, people have been trying to pierce the tip of your tongue and pierce tongues horizontally since the 80s and 90s. This is not a new thing. The reason why it's not common is it's not a good idea. So, and we'll get in more into that later, so stick around, please. Number 2, this piercing and its sudden popularity is probably going to create a lot of jobs in the dental industry. I think that's a pro. We need more dentists. Maybe if there's more dentists, the price of getting dental work will go down. So please, get your snake eye piercing so then you can pay a dentist to fix your teeth. And then the cost of dentists will go down because there'll be more of a demand. Number 3, it shows you're a risk taker, a rebel without a cause, somebody that does not listen to experts, just basically is your own free-thinking individual who's going to go against the grain and not listen to a damn thing anybody tells you about this piercing that knows anything about piercings. And if you find somebody that's willing to do it, they may go through the risks with you, but you'll still get it because you're a rebel. Number 4, this will get you used to wearing dentures early in life. So it's not so much of a struggle later in life when you start losing the rest of your teeth. Hey, you'll have a jump start on everybody else. Number 5, you'll probably only wear this piercing for a short period of time because it's going to be that much of a hassle. You're not going to like it. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be enjoyable. So you'll probably take it out after a couple weeks. Now let's move on to the cons. Number one, this piercing has direct contact with your teeth and gums. There is absolutely no amount of placement, no amount of jewelry design, no amount of smaller balls, bigger balls, discs, different shapes, different materials that isn't going to constantly come in contact with your teeth. Just say anything with the letter T in it. And notice where your tongue goes. It doesn't sit stationary in your mouth, it moves outward. And when it does that, it's going to constantly be rubbing against, agitating, chipping away at enamel, and everything else that's inside your mouth. Number two, it's going to affect how you speak. It's going to give you a lisp. It's going to make you talk funny. It's going to make you seem a little off. And that's not going to go away. With tongue piercings, usually midline tongue piercings and venoms, you may have that for a short period of time, especially during the swelling period, the adaptation period, but it goes away over time. With this piercing, it's never going to, mainly because it's constricting your body, your ability to expand and contract your tongue properly. Number three, it's probably going to migrate or reject. It is fairly soft tissue. They tend to kind of shift one way or another, and I don't see this piercing lasting an extremely long time. I might be wrong on this one. There is always a possibility that you are the person that has a tolerance for it, and it never migrates. But that is a risk or a con or possibility with this particular piercing. Number four, it helps support and keeps unethical piercers in business. A lot of times when you talk to the person about that have these type of piercings, it's kind of one of two situations. The first situation is they've been getting a lot of piercings done by a reputable piercer who does like to experiment from time to time, and they've worn them down to the point where, hey, let's give it a try. If it doesn't work out, worst can happen is I have some scarring on the front of my tongue. The other type is the guy or gal or whatever they define themselves as, who you walk into the studio and you're in the chair before they're even discussing anything with you. They're not telling you about risks. They're not telling you about the problems associated with this piercing, and they are definitely not going to advise you against it. That is an unethical piercer. That's somebody that doesn't care about anything but the coin in your pocket. They are the type of person that believes that a fool and his money were lucky enough to get together in the first place. And when there's issues or problems with this piercing, they're going to go, oh, hey man, it's a piercing. You should have known better. And that brings us on to number five. The last one. This piercing is a waste of money. You are probably going to, even if you have the perfect anatomy, have the perfect jewelry, the perfect placement, somehow you manage to get it, they manage to pierce it where it doesn't have contact with your front teeth and canines. You're going to probably remove it because it's affecting your speech, or it's getting in the way of eating or talking or something. This is not something you're going to be able to put in your body and leave in there for 20 odd years. This is a temporary thing at best. Here's the deal when it comes to getting piercings that are experimental. Regardless of how many times you've seen a photo on the internet of a piercing that you think is normal or the hot new trend, it has no backstory attached to it. You rarely even know who did the piercing or the person who has the piercing. They don't talk about what happened in the weeks afterwards. They rarely show piercings that are completely healed. They're usually piercings that were done and then the photo was immediately taken afterwards or taken 2 days later. It's not a good indication that these piercings are safe. It's not a good indication that these piercings are a viable piercing that's going to last a long period of time or is not going to have a ton of problems, including permanently damaging your teeth. What normally pushes these piercings, it seems like, is people that do fashion blogs, influencers, etc. And they do those top 10 new piercings. They have no background in body piercing. They may have a few, but beyond that, nothing else. They don't have any knowledge of dental care. They have no knowledge of anatomy. They have no knowledge of piercing as a practice. All they know is they found a couple of cute pictures on Instagram or Pinterest or etc. and decided, hey, that's a cool piercing. I'll feature that in my blog. That'll get me a few clicks. You know, the rarest and most extreme piercings. Yeah, that's going to get me a few clicks. There's no ethical responsibility involved with that. If you are considering any experimental piercing, even just a basic piercing, part of your rights as a piercee, as a client, is to have a consultation about the risks involved with that piercing, what it's going to take to heal it, what's going to be the best jewelry, and whether or not you have the correct anatomy for it. This should be on any piercing. And I know during COVID, a lot of us are trying to reduce the amount of contact we have with clients, and maybe those consultations aren't quite as long as they used to be. But most of us love to talk about piercings. We're passionate about it. It's why we do this for a living. And if we can talk you into a different piercing or talk you out of a piercing that's going to do you harm, as an ethical person who likes to sleep at night, I'm going to do that, even if it's going to cost me money. Okay, I'll put the soapbox away now. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it edifying. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I like it when you like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell every single time we post something. You'll be notified then. Does that make sense? If you like t-shirts, you like tote bags, you like beach towels, phone cases, etc., check out our merch store. We have everything there from t-shirts and hoodies to leggings and phone cases. Roughly about a dozen different designs, comes in various different colors and various different products. And it helps support what we do here on the channel. Till next time, here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, hope to see if your body piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Social distance. And pick up after yourself.